When the priest finishes the last prayer after the epistle, he joins his hands and goes to the center of the altar. The server, meanwhile, transfers the missal. At the center of the altar, the priest first lifts his eyes up to the cross. He then makes a profound bow over the altar, keeping his hands joined at the breast. He now recites the Munda Cor Meum in the quiet voice, followed immediately by the Iube Domine Benedicere and the Dominus Sit in Corde Meo. The priest then straightens, turns, and goes to the missal on the gospel side. He faces the missal, standing at an angle to the altar, and with joined hands says in the loud voice,
Dominus vobiscum.
He then signs the gospel text by placing his left hand flat on the missal, while the right thumb makes a small sign of the cross on the first few words of the text of the gospel itself. He places his left hand on his breast and makes 3 small signs of the cross on himself, first the forehead, then lips, and breast. These signs of the cross are made as he says the words,
Sequentia Sancti Evangelii secundum Ioannem.
Gloria tibi, Domine.
In illo tempore dixit Iesus turbis Iudeorum, nunc edicium est mundi, nunc princeps huius mundi edicietur foras. Regos di exaltatus fuero et terra, omnia traham ad me ipsum. Hoc autem dicebat significans quam morte esse moriturus. Respondit ei turbas. Nos adivimus
The gospel is read in the loud voice with hands joined at the breast. If the holy name is mentioned, the priest makes a low head bow towards the missal.
Dixit ergo eis Iesus, ad hoc modicum lumen vobis est, ambulante dum lumciam habetis, ut non vos tenebrae comprehendant. Et qui ambulat in tenebris
At the conclusion of the gospel, the priest lifts the book and kisses the place where he signed it, as he says in the quiet voice, Per evangelica dicta deleantur nostra delicta. The server responds,
Laus tibi, Christe.
The priest then moves both book and missal stand to the center. The missal should be placed at a comfortable angle for the priest to read the offertory and prayers of the canon. It should be close to, but not resting on, the corporal. He then begins the creed.
Credo in unum Deum, Patrum omnipotentem, factorem caeli et
The creed is always said on Sundays and first-class feasts. With the exception of some second-class feasts, it usually does not occur during weekday masses. The liturgical ordo will always tell you when a creed is to be said. At the first verse, the priest elevates his hands in a small circle in the same manner as he did at the Gloria, and makes a low head bow at the word Deum. He recites the creed in the loud voice with hands joined at the breast. He makes a low head bow at the holy name and the simul adoratur. At the verse Et incarnatus est de Spiritu Sancto ex Maria Virgine et homo factus est, he genuflects with his hands on the altar. At the last verse, the priest makes the sign of the cross.
Credo in unum Deum, Patrum omnipotentem, factorem caeli et terrae, visibilium omnium et invisibilium, et in unum Dominum Iesum Christum, Filium Dei unigenitum, et ex parte natum ante omnia saecula, Deum de Deo, lumen de lumine, Deum verum de Deo vero, genitum non factum consubstantialem Patri, perquem omnia facta sunt, qui propter nos homines et propter nostrum salutem, descendit de celis, et incarnatus est de Spiritu Sancto ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis sub Pontio Pilato, passus et sepultus est, et resurrexit tertia die secundum Scripturas, et ascendit in caelum sedet ad dexteram Patris, et iterum venturus est cum gloria judicare vivos et mortuos, cuius regni non et finis, et in Spiritum Sanctum Dominum et vivificantem, qui ex Patre Filioque procedit, qui cum Patre et Filio simo adorator et conglorificator, qui locutus est per prophetas, et unam sanctum catholicum et apostolicae ecclesiam, confitior unum baptismum and remissionem peccatorum, et expecto resurrectionem mortuorum, et vitam venturi securi. Amen.
When he finishes the creed, he immediately places both hands flat on the altar outside the corporal and kisses the altar. He turns around to face the people, separates and rejoins his hands as he says,
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu
He turns
tuo.
back around the same way, separates and rejoins his hands as he makes a low head bow to the cross and says.
Oremus.
He then begins the offertory antiphon in the
Proxite
loud
Domini
voice.
plebam tuum per signium sancti crucis.